William Topaz McGonagall is ridiculed after his life, considered a horrible poet, and I think that isn't very nice. Here a man lays bare the world as he'd known it, only to go down in the books as history's worst poet. You see, my man Willie found himself moved by emotions, so he motioned his pen to record these commotions. And the notion that he did anything wrong with his actions, that he didn't flow right or use correct words for his passions, says to me that the problem isn't with his poems, but your expectations. Sure, poetry could rhyme, could be spoken to a scale of time, could use words considered elegant and fine. But what's beautiful about art is that there's never a hard line. You don't need to uphold a mold and repeat it to infinity, because then it wouldn't be an art. It would be a science. Certainly there's beauty to be seen in science, but art is beautiful because it's non-compliant. Of course, it's not all black and white or clear-cut as it seems. Not everything should be taken to their radical extremes. Mr. McGonagall may not be considered deeply profound, but to be clear, his poetry was in fact written down. You see, empires come and go, towers built will fall, but the greatest tragedy is the poet who never wrote anything at all. The one who thinks a limerick and laments it's inadequate. The one with pieces of it but won't piece together their sonnet. The one with just 2 lines but won't find the time to work on it. The one who thinks that art can only be made by those who are clever. The one waiting to release their work for the day they're considered better. And you know what? You may flop. Your work may never propel you to the top, but the important part is that you never stop. Art is made for the artist, not the critic. Everyone who creates to impress still makes for themselves, because to be held to a high standard or considered to have done well is still an internal feeling on which they will ride high or dwell. Listen, I'm no expert on poems or art or Topaz. I've experienced but only 4 poems by the lad. He could have been an evil man for all I've been informed, or just one to follow every societal norm. But by will or by accident, his art did not conform. But by evidence of his infamy, he made himself a name. You see this as something rather glib, but in this ire I've been inspired, you see.
I vow to be the worst poet to ever live!